What's up, everybody? In today's video, we're going to be building a team of the craziest secondary positions on FIFA 23. Some of these are from way outside the box, completely from left field. I had no idea that these guys played in these positions in real life. And we're just going to jump straight in at the deep end. It is none other than Icon Matthias. This man can play centre-back, CDM, and right mid. I think where the confusion with Matthias comes from is the fact that he's got multiple cards in multiple positions. So this one comes out of packs default as a CDM and can also play right mid. He can't play centre mid, which is very weird, because his baby one that comes out of packs as a centre back can play centre mid. Not really sure how that's happened. It's all very confusing. I'm not really sure what's going on, but we're going to play this Matthias that can also play centre-back, that comes out of packs as a CDM, and his baby one is a centre-back at right mid. You can see where this is going. This is ridiculous. In fact, what I'm going to do is we're going to calm this down, because this is mental, and we're going to put in a couple of sensible ones. Ones that make sense, ones that we've all seen in real life. I'm going to grab a man who can play at striker. He's Brazilian from the Prem. It is, of course, Joelinton, and we're going to play him centre mid. Now, this one's a bit of a cheat one. We're bringing ourselves down to earth because he does actually come out of packs as a centre mid, but I couldn't not put this guy in this squad just because he's gone from essentially a meme striker in real life where everyone just took the mick out of him all the time for how bad he was to actually being one of the better centre mids in the league, which is kind of mental and not a story arc that I ever saw happening for Joelinton. And to be honest with you, the same things happened for Alex Iwobi, and I'm really annoyed as an Everton fan that I couldn't put Alex Iwobi in this squad because he's only a right mid, and this season he's been one of the best centre mids in the league, which is kind of, who would have ever thought that Alex Iwobi and Joelinton will be two of the best centre mids in the Prem? Crazy. So he had to go in. I did manage, however, to squeeze one biased Everton player in, so we'll get that one out the way and go back to the absolute ridiculous, crazy levels of stupid players that are going to be going into this squad. We're going to put in Ben Godfrey, a centre back, at left back. Now, this is a realistic secondary position. A lot of them are. I mean, all of them are, you would hope so. I don't know what the bloody hell you were doing with Matthias, but all of them are, because it's based on where players play in real life. Now, you can't just make any striker a centre mid like Joelinton because they didn't play there. You used to be able to on FIFA, but now it's meant to be realistic. And to be fair, Ben Godfrey did play a lot of games at left back for Everton, but I wouldn't really call him a left back. Kind of just did it because we had every other player in our defence injured. I guess it's the best kind of correcting it. EA are technically correct. Ben Godfrey did play a lot of games at left back, even though he's not a left back. So he can be a left back. Let's then go back to our ridiculous, crazy ones. So you're going to grab an Italian left mid who is a centre mid. Marquisio can play left mid, widely regarded as one of the best box-to-box centre mids that Italy has ever seen, can play left midfield. I mean, I did look into this. I did a little bit of research. He played 43 times out of his 321 game career on what I would class as the left-hand side. What I would consider the left. So like attacking midfielder left, for example, which is probably what Matthias was playing and why he got a right mid card. It's like just over 10% of his career. I don't know if that constitutes a secondary position when I guess there's people like Paul Scholes who always had to play left mid for England because of Gerrard and Lampard. You can only play him centre mid or CDM, but that was basically where he played for his national team. I guess, sure, he's played like 10% of his career there. I mean, Ben Godfrey played half a season at left back and he's got a left back card, so I guess it's fair enough. I just personally would never have ever put in a shout that Marquisio could play left mid. I know I've only ever used on FIFA. He's never had a centre mid card on FIFA. I've not really watched Marquisio play to know what he's like, but Marquisio can be a left mid. Right, let's change this formation up because we are going to pop in a cam that is a centre back. You guys can probably see where this one's going, and it is again due to the numerous different cards that a player has when they are an icon, and it is Laurent Blanc. Now, bear in mind, this Laurent Blanc is the one that comes out of packs default as a centre back. His baby one is a cam that can be converted to centre back. So I guess EA just thought, screw it, why not? Yeah, this one's a centre back, but let them play him cam as well. They can both go both ways. So there we go. We've got mid Laurent Blanc, and for some stupid reason, because I thought this video would be a good idea, we're going to play a man who just cost me like 600k, but he's only got 68 shooting at centre attacking mid. Well done, Andy. I did then want to carry on our crazy icon ridiculousness with another French icon. This one a left back, because this year, Petit, the baby one, can play left back, left wing back, centre back, CDM. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think Petit's ever had a card in FIFA that can play centre back, so I don't really know where this has come from. CDM, yes, these other cards are centre defensive mids, and people used to build squads on old FIFAs where you started this guy left back and moved him to centre defensive mid in game because it was cheaper than buying the CDM Petits. Don't know where centre-backs come from. And I really wanted to give him a try because he looks ridiculously good. He's almost in the Hullet Club and he can play in so many positions. But if we have a look on the transfer market, he's actually extinct. You cannot buy Baby Petit. I think he's got a price range of like 400k, so that is a massive oversight from EA, and they haven't updated it because he looks ridiculously good. So we are going to have to go for a sub instead. And that sub is going to be a man who has had centre-back cards previously on FIFA. He's a centre-mid this year. Kondogbia can now be a centre-back. Sorry, Kondogbia, you were basically just an afterthought. We have just been ever so rudely interrupted by this dog who wants to position change to a YouTuber. So let us crack on with a man with a million secondary positions all over the pitch. One of the craziest normal ones. It is Maxwell Cornet. This man is a left back. Well, he comes out of packs as a left mid, but he can play left back and he can play striker. Well, he can play centre forward. I get all sorts of distracted by this dog. Dipper, go on, mate. Yeah, this is the part of the video where unfortunately we can't make an entire team of the most ridiculous secondary. Of course you can make an entire team of secondary positions, but we're going crazy. We can make him a centre forward, which historically in FIFA would have been able to play striker and still get full chemistry. Not this year, unfortunately. He's going to get an exclamation mark in our team. He plays up front. He played up front for West Ham in the Conference League. They had two up front and one of them was Cornet like a week or two ago. So he definitely can go there. He's a centre forward in FIFA rather than a striker. It's basically the same thing in real life. He started off life as a winger, hence the left wing and left mid. But he actually, when he was at Lyon many years ago, all of their left backs were injured and he had to play there again out of necessity like Ben Godfrey. But rather than Godfrey then being like, right, the left back's back, I'm a centre back again, Cornet actually became Lyon's first choice left back, even though he was initially signed as a left winger. So that is how he ended up being a left back last year when he was at Burnley cards because Burnley bought him off Lyon. And then this year, he's a left mid because he started playing further forwards as well. And he's even playing up front for West Ham. So he's a centre forward. So a little bit all over the place. Let's get this back on track and let's go for another ridiculously huge one because we're going to be playing a centre forward at centre back. It is Ruud Gullit. We have splashed the cashola, and this man can play striker, essentially, as we've just talked about. In fact, if I show you Gullit's other card, he can actually play striker or centre-back. That is mental. Unfortunately, I don't have 7 million coins to buy this one to be like, he's a striker who's now a centre-back. So we're going to have to say he's a centre-forward. I looked into this because I was very surprised because A, I don't have the biggest amount of football knowledge in the world, and I especially don't have football knowledge for when I was like 6. I had a little look into it as to why this is. And he apparently started life as a defender when he was coming up through the youth teams and getting into his first professional teams. He then became a box-to-box centre defensive mid, centre mid, then started playing up front and just playing basically bloody everywhere because he's Ruud Gullit, hence the centre mid that can play centre forwards, that can play CDM and all this crazy stuff. Later on in his career, did get moved back to as a defender and he became a sweeper, which is the same for Matthias, which is why he is a centre back. Both of them were like CDMs who became sweepers, or I think, is it libero in Italian? Basically means free one, I think, to run around and intercept all of the passes. So they play as the central player in a back 5 or a back 3 and have two normal centre backs next to them, and they were in the middle and it was their job to just run around, get interceptions and then play the passes and drive out with the ball and make runs forward. Let's finish this team off then. We've got 2 players. This one is actually quite an interesting one. Let me show you this one. This is a guy who starts out life as a striker but can play centre mid, and not only that, he can do it in the classic FIFA Ultimate Team style. Tim Cahill can play striker, back to centre forward, back to cam, back to centre mid. So he's actually one of the only players I've found with crazy position changes that you could do in old FIFA, or done in the old FIFA style, I suppose you could say. Again, snuck some Everton in there. Rounding off our outfield players is a left winger who's going to play at right back. It just sounds more and more mental as I say it. We've got Callum Hudson-Odoi, who on FIFA is a left winger, a left mid, a right winger, or a right wing back. I'm pretty sure this comes from Chelsea playing 5 at the back, and sometimes when he was a winger, he would play as a full-back winger in a 5-back, so they'd have 3 defenders and he'd be on the right-hand side, defending but getting forward. He's obviously out on loan this season. We could make a crazy team with everyone actually in their proper positions. This guy would get chemistry on previous FIFAs, but unfortunately this year, a right wing back at right back was just get an exclamation mark. So him and Cornet are a little bit left out in the cold. But the final one we are going to go for is a man who has irritated me that he doesn't have a secondary position, and that unfortunately means that Campos can't be a striker. In fact, you know what we'll do? We will. This guy actually used to play outfield in real life, by the way. If you were wondering what on earth I am on about, you can't see his in-game stats for his outfield position stats stats here because he's a goalkeeper, but he did actually used to play outfield, which is probably as mental as the fact that he managed to become a professional goalkeeper whilst being 5'7". So this guy's career was all over the place. And what we're going to do, we'll stick him on the bench and I'll sub him on for Cornet at halftime. I think so long as he's on the bench, I'll be able to sub him on. Let's grab Manuel Neuer. You can't play him CDM, so we'll just stick him in goal. And we'll jump into a game. We'll test this out. And most importantly, we'll have a look at Campos's in-game stats as an outfield player. And we'll sub him on up front for the second half. Let's get into it. Right then, this team does have everyone playing all over the place. But it did cost me about 4.5 mil. So surely we should be able to beat this. Oh, what he's doing skill moves. I don't like it. Oh, I don't like it. Oh, what a ball, Marquisio. Finish that, Cornet. Oh, he has as well. That's why he plays up front. Man doesn't even need Kem. Oh, go on, Matthias. Blanc. Oh, we almost scored with our Cam centre-back. Oh, we are absolutely storming. Matthias will have it. Boshes it. Oh, my God, I thought that went in. This guy's actually quite good at FIFA, to be fair. Go on, Matthias. Oh, we've got Blanc in the box. He's massive. Surely. Oh, my God. He's offside, ref. Oh, you're a joke, Neuer. Oh, it's a horrible, horrible, horrible goal just before half-time. Okay. This lad's quite good. Doesn't help that we've missed a million sitters because Blanc's a bloody centre-back, but still. Lovely football. Oh, my. Marquisio is just the star of this team, by the way. He is so good, even at left mid. Now, I wouldn't recommend playing Blanc Cam, obviously. And Hullet is Hullet, so he's going to be ridiculously good. But you definitely, if you spend the mill on him, put him up front, you lunatic. But this Marquisio is something else, mate. Oh my God. I've also just realised, in absolutely terrible, terrible circumstances, we forgot to sub Campos on. Right, let's have a look. Look at this. 85 attacking positioning, 92 agility, 88 reactions, 79 finishing, 70... The man's a goalie. Do you know what? Bin Blanc off. Oh, game. You have scammed me. I can't believe we can't do it. My dream is over. I should have started the outfield before we came into the game. And we've conceded off giving him the ball. Brilliant. Well done, Andy. Go on, Matthias. He's still Matthias, even at right mid. There we are then. 5-all. Don't play Blanc Cam.